Hello everyone and welcome to my channel for learners of Russian and not only. In today's video we're going to learn how to conjugate Russian verbs in the present tense. There will be a series of videos on this topic, so in order not to miss the upcoming videos, please subscribe and put the bell on. Alright, let's get started! To be able to spell the personal endings of a verb correctly, it is necessary to know which conjugation it belongs to. The conjugation to which a verb might belong to is determined by the ending of the infinitive. The infinitives in Russian are usually determined by three major endings: the ending t, the ending t, and the ending ch. So let's talk about the first conjugation of the Russian verbs. To this particular conjugation will belong all the verbs that end in their infinitive form with at or yet, except four verbs which would be exceptions. Also, the verbs ending with yet in their infinitive form, except 7 of the verbs which we're going to learn in the following videos, which will belong to the second conjugation, and only one verb ending with it, and this is the verb brit, to shave. So, the infinitives of a verb can end in one of those three typical suffixes, or we call them postfixes, because they go at the end of the word, or more literally after the root of this verb. So, we've got the infinitives that might end with тя. Those are, for example, читать, писать, курить, брать, гулять. So you see everywhere you've got this тя, писать, курить, тя at the end, брать, тя at the end, and гулять, тя at the end. So this is the infinitive form. This makes this form of the verb infinitive. All right, the second version, it can also end with the ending t. For example, нести, трясти, трясти, расти. All right, so we see here this t, ползти. You can see this t at the end. And, for example, идти. The translations you can see here. Нести, трясти, расти, ползти, идти. And the third variant of the infinitive ending, it's the ch and soft sign, ch. For example, беречь, жечь, мочь, течь, and печь. Okay? Беречь, жечь, мочь, течь, печь. Today we are going to focus only on this group because it's the most numerous, the most common group of the infinitives of the verbs with the ending t at the end. So, talking about the verbs of the first conjugation, here you've got the normal endings for this type of conjugation, the first conjugation, this group. We said that the verbs of the first conjugation, normally most of the verbs end in the infinitive form with at or yet. At or yet. So this is normal ending of the infinitive for the first conjugation. So here you have the personal endings. Might be for personal pronoun я, which means me, I. You will have the endings u, you. It depends on the. It might be u or you. Okay, so you will have to choose, and I will explain later how you can do it. For ты or you, when we're talking to a friend or to someone who we know really well, the ending will be yesh. Yesh. For pronouns on, она, оно, which is third person singular, he, she, it, we will have the ending yet. For мы, the ending will be ем. Мы, it's us, we. For we, which is you when we talk to a group of people, plural, or when we talk in a formal way to someone, we will say, we will have the ending ете, and они, them, they, you will have the ending ud or yud. So I'm going to explain you this conjugation on the example of those two verbs which we have here, the verb to read, which is in Russian читать, and the verb гулять, which in Russian means to walk outside, to walk somewhere in the open air. Okay, so the main idea of conjugating those verbs which end with at, yat, that while conjugating them, we delete the ending of the infinitive. You remember that the infinitive ending it's тя in this case, right? It's the ending тя. When you have this type of verbs, those a and ya, which you have before the ending тя, should be kept in the conjugated forms. Which means that when I want to say я, so I read, I will say я читаю. I will choose here the ending u. Because I use it after the vowel. So if the base of the verb ends with a vowel, in this case, we choose the ending u. If it will end with a consonant, for example, the verb to write in the form ya, will have the base pish, I write. So because sh is a consonant and it ends base of the conjugated form, I will choose the ending u in this case to say I write. So you see, here it's u, here it's u. U because it goes after the vowel, because we keep this a in this case. And in this case, u because it goes after the consonant. Okay, so this is how we conjugate this verb for the form я, I read. You read, we will say ты. Again, the base will be the same. Читаешь. Remember that this symbol above the letter A, I put it just to show you where the accent is. Normally, in a text, it will be written like this. So you will have to know where the stress is just automatically. Here, it's just for students who are learning. And so that you know that in this type of the verbs, we keep the stress at the same position where it was in the infinitive. So the ending ешь, and we get ты читаешь, right? Ты читаешь. Next one, он, она, оно, I will write just on. We will have он читает, right? Он читает. The ending yet, он читает. Next one, we read, or we are reading. Мы читаем. Alright? So this is how we conjugate it for we read. You read to a group of people or in a formal conversation to someone, like to a teacher or to someone who you don't know as a friend. So it's going to be вы читаете. Вы читаете. So the ending ете. And они, we have the base чита. Again, it ends with the vowel a. That's why we don't use ud, we use ют. Они читают. Right? So the ending ют. Они читают. Okay, so this is how we conjugate the verb to read in the present tense. You will get я читаю, ты читаешь, он читает, мы читаем, вы читаете, они читают. Don't forget that we keep the letter A stressed in all the conjugated forms, because in the infinitive you had this A stressed and we keep it. Okay, гулять. The same rules. We will get я гуляю. Я гуляю. Alright, so we have the base of the form гуля. It ends with the vowel я. That's why we choose the ending u, not u. Я гуляю. Я гуляю. Next one. Ты гуля. Ты гуля. And the ending will be ешь, right? Ты гуляешь. Ты гуляешь. Next one. Он, она, оно гуля. And then we use the ending yet. Он гуляет. Next one. Мы гуля. The ending ем. Мы гуляем. Next one. Вы гуля. And the ending ете. Вы гуляете. Вы гуляете. And the last one. Они гуля. And the ending which we choose because the base of the verb of the conjugated form will end with the vowel я. So we choose the ending ют. We will have они гуляют. Они гуляют. So this is how we conjugate this verb, which ends with ять. Let's repeat again. Я гуляю, ты гуляешь, он гуляет, мы гуляем, вы гуляете, они гуляют. Don't forget that я will be stressed in all the conjugated forms because we had the stress in this position in the infinitive form. If everything is clear for you, let's try to practice conjugating some of the verbs from this group. So I'm gonna give you 6 verbs. 3 of them will end with ать, 3 of them will end with ять. So the verbs are играть, работать, понимать, добавлять, размышлять и повторять. So conjugate them by yourself. Stop the video, conjugate them by yourself. Remember that while conjugating those verbs, you shouldn't forget about keeping the stem vowel, final vowel of the stem, which is a or ya in this type of conjugation, and also mind the stress. Okay, so listen again how I pronounce the infinitives, and you should keep this stress in all the conjugated forms. So now you can stop, conjugate these verbs, and then we will check it out together. Okay, so the verb играть, to play, we see that this ends with ать, right? So this is the first conjugation verb with the infinitive on ать, ending with ать. We also remember that a will be always stressed. So let's start. I'm playing, you will say я играю. Yeah, so don't forget we choose here the ending u because of this a, because of the vowel. Ты, you're playing. Ты играешь. He's playing. Он играет. We are playing. Мы играем. You're playing, plural. Вы играете. And they're playing. Они играют. Работать. So this one will be stressed. I will mark it with this green. Работать. Работать. O is stressed. So we will get я работаю. You see, I keep the stress at the same position as it was in the infinitive. Я работаю. I work. You work. Ты работаешь. He works. Он работает. We work. Мы работаем. I will put the plural one down. So, мы работаем. Next one. You, plural or formal work. Вы работаете. Вы работаете. And they work. Они работают. Они работают. The next one. Понимать. To understand. I understand. I get it. Я понимаю. So a in this case is stressed. Я понимаю, ты понимаешь, он понимает. Then we understand. Мы понимаем. You understand. Вы понимаете. Понимаете. И they understand. Они понимают. Добавлять. To add. To add. So it's like гулять in this case, right? So I add. Я добавляю. You add. Ты добавляешь. He adds. Он добавляет. We add. Мы добавляем. You add plural. Вы добавляете. And they add. Они добавляют. Размышлять. Размышлять. To think something over. To think something over. So I think about that, or I think it over. Я размышляю. Я will be stressed, because in the infinitive it was stressed. You think it over. Ты размышляешь. Он размышляет. Then plural forms. We think it over. Мы размышляем. Вы размышляете. И они, them, размышляют. Я размышляю, ты размышляешь, он размышляет, мы размышляем, вы размышляете, они размышляют. And the last one, повторять, which means to repeat. Я is again stressed. So we will get I repeat. Я повторяю. Ты. Oh, sorry. Я повторяю. Ты повторяешь. Он повторяет. Plural. Мы повторяем. Вы повторяете. И они повторяют. I hope you did well, and the next video will be about the first conjugation, but we're going to talk about different exceptions and some special things in this conjugation. So have fun with this video. Let me know if you liked it or not. Leave your comments. Feel free to leave any comments you think about, and hope to see you soon. Пока!